Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Grace here. Today I will teach you a simple but effective way of calculating your digital marketing budget for your campaigns. Well, there's so many different ways of calculating your digital marketing budget, but this is by far one of my favorite methods because it's scalable, completely data-driven, and so can give you more realistic budget forecasts. Budget planning is the crucial first step to ensure your campaign success because it allows you to align your digital marketing efforts to your business goal and form a baseline to keep track of your campaign performance and make strategic optimization. But before I start, I appreciate hitting the subscribe button now so that you won't miss any videos from my channel in the future. Now, let's dive right in. Step number 1. Identify your campaign target KPI. For any kinds of business, whether it's B2B, B2C, you should have a clear business goal, and it will be translated to a target KPI for your marketing campaigns. And therefore, it's so important to first set a measurable KPI for your campaigns in order to support that goal. Maybe it's driving X amount of sales dollars, maybe it's driving X amount of new customers, or maybe it's driving X amount of brand impressions. For most of the campaign, revenue is usually the target KPI. And in case your campaign is driving new customers, I still recommend you to put a revenue target that is equivalent to your new customer target. This will help you to quantify your marketing investment, and I'll show you why in the next minute. For this video, I prepared a template for you to follow the process step by step, and you can download it from the description below. Now open the template, write down your goal, and put an exact figure for that KPI metric. As an example, let's use $20,000 as our campaign target KPI. Type in $20,000. Step number 2, determine the average transaction value. Now you have the revenue target, the next thing you're gonna know is the average transaction value, also known as ATV. ATV refers to the average amount your customer is spending on each purchase. And in the B2C business, it refers exactly what it is. That is the average transaction value. While in the B2B business, it refers to the average deal size. To calculate the average transaction value or the average deal size, you need to grab the historical total revenue and number of transactions for the past 6 months and divided the total revenue by the number of orders or deals to get the ATV for the time period. Now let's type 100 as an example. Step number 3, determine the conversion target. Now you have the revenue target, you also have the average transaction value. Then you can determine the conversion target for your marketing campaigns. In short, the conversion target is the number of conversions you aim to get in order to hit the campaign KPI target. In B2C business, it's simple as it directly refers to the number of transactions or orders made. The formula will be dividing the revenue target by the average transaction value. While in B2B, it refers to the number of leads that you need to acquire. And because leads are converted to MQL, SQL, and opportunities before they become a closed deal, you still need to know the lead to deal conversion rate. That is how many leads are eventually converted to closed deals so that you can get your leads target. Usually, you can grab the number of closed deals and number of leads from a CRM platform, and you can get the conversion rate by dividing the number of closed deals by the number of leads for the time period. And if you really don't know, you can do some research and get your industry benchmark. So in the case of B2B, divided your revenue target by the average deal size to get your target number of deals. Then divided it by the lead to deal conversion rate we mentioned earlier to get your target number of leads for your budget plan. So continue our calculation. Assume it's a B2C business. Divide the revenue target by the average transaction value, which gives you 200 transactions. Step number 4, identify your digital marketing channels and set a conversion target for each channel. Now you're ready to kick off your campaign because you have a clear conversions or leads target. The next thing, you're gonna design your channel strategy. That is which digital marketing channels you're gonna use for your campaign. Every business is different. For some online brands, perhaps social media or paid search alone can drive over 50% of its revenue, but it may not apply to your case. So go to your web analytics tool and find out the approximate percentage of total transaction or leads each channel is contributing in the past 6 months and set a conversion target percentage for your desired channels. For each channel, the conversion or leads target will be multiplying the total conversions or leads target by your target percentage. Now back to our template. For example, I know the percentage number from the historical data for paid search like Google Ads and Bing Ads are driving 40% of total transactions. So I will set a target here. and do the rest of the channels that we're going to use so they will all add up to 100%. Note you should also add in organic channels like search or emails if they were also contributing to the company goals in the past, so you can have a holistic view on your digital marketing plan. You will notice I've also added display, but since display is mainly used for branding, its contribution to the revenue is really low, but still we want to input a target here, perhaps 2%. And once you type in the target percentage, the target conversion for that channel will be automatically calculated based on the percentage of that target. Very important to keep in mind that the historical data is only to give you a baseline of what target you should set for that channel, but it doesn't mean you should use the same percentage as the target. Also, if you're planning to add in any new channels without any historical data, try not to set a really high percentage target so that to make your budget plan more realistic. If you really don't have any historical data to reference, try to do a bit of research to understand what are the key channels your audience is using. Or you can go to SimilarWeb, that is a competitor intelligence platform, and type in your competitor for your target market to get an understanding of the key channels they are using. Step number 5, determine the conversion rate for each channel. A conversion rate is the percentage of users who have taken a desired action, such as making a purchase, filling out a form for an ebook. So understanding the conversion rate for each channel is super important for more effective budgeting, because then you can have a sense of how effective of that channel in converting a traffic to a purchase or to a lead, so that you can estimate how much you're gonna spend for that channel. In B2C, it is calculated as the number of transactions divided by the number of traffic. In the B2B, it is calculated as the number of leads divided by the number of traffic. Again, go to your website analytics or CRM platform to grab your past historical data and determine your conversion rate for that channel. If you don't have any idea, try to research for your industry benchmark. Step number 6, calculate the target number of traffic for each channel. Alright, we have the approximate number of conversion target for each channel. We also have the conversion rate. Now we're gonna calculate the number of traffic that we created for each channel in order to hit our total conversion or leads target. To calculate this for each channel, use this formula. Divide the conversion or leads target by the conversion rate for that channel. For example, for a paid search channel, the conversion target is 90, and you know the conversion rate for this channel is 4%. You can now derive the target traffic needed from this channel in order to hit this target, which is around 2,000. Then calculate for the rest of the channel. Step number 7, determine the average cost per click for each channel. With getting almost everything we need, we're so close now. We still need the final piece, that is the average cost per click for your paid channels, also known as CPC. Every CPC is calculated by dividing the total cost by the total number of clicks for the time period. You can simply grab this number from the app platforms. For example, go to Google Ads and you can check the average cost per click for your past campaigns. If you don't have any historical data, you can also research different CPC benchmarks for your industry to get the closest estimate. Now, as an example, let's put $2 for paid search, $1 for social channels, and $0.5 for display. For organic channels, there will be no average cost per click, so let's just put in 0. Step number 8, calculate the media budget for each channel and sum them up. The final step, you will get the media budget required for each channel by using this formula. Multiply the target number of traffic by the average CPC for that channel. Once you calculate the budget for each channel, you can now sum them up to get the total media budget that you need. For example, for this campaign to drive $20,000 sales with an ATV of 100, we need around $9,000 of media budget. However, to calculate the total digital marketing budget that you need, you still need to consider any costs other than your media budget, such as cost of buying stock photos or doing ad creatives. So add them to the media budget and you can get the final total digital marketing budget for your campaign. For example, on top of the media budget, we also need $500 to do ad creatives. Then the total digital marketing budget will be adding up these two figures, that is $10,000. $100,000. Now, a very important thing is double check the ROAS, that is return on ad spend for a campaign budget. ROAS is a metric used to measure the effectiveness of your campaign in generating revenue. To calculate the ROAS, divide the revenue generated by the total digital marketing cost of the campaign. In this example, that is around 2. If you find the ROAS is less than 1, then it means you have made a budget forecast that yields a negative return because the total cost is bigger than the revenue. In most cases, if your campaign is driving revenue, the ROAS should be at least between 1.5 to 3 or even bigger. Now put in the percentage of total media budget for each channel. If you find for any channel the percentage of conversions is less than the percentage of total budget, meaning that channel is causing more budget but not effectively translating into conversions and so revenue. And so you may wish to allocate less budget for that channel. For this example, you can see social channels are not that effective for the business, so you can allocate less budget for other performing channels or add some more channels to diversify the budget. Now you understand the basic idea and strategy for calculating your digital marketing campaign budget, and you will find this method highly scalable because you can add other channels as you need. And here is a few more bonus tips for you. First, if you're also doing other non-pay-per-click channels such as third-party sponsorship or affiliate channels with a fixed budget, you can do the other way around by first putting your budget for that channel and then input the conversion target from your historical data. Or you can do some research on the industry benchmark about the cost per transaction or cost per lead information for that channel so that you can see how that channel will help you to hit the final conversion target with that cost. Second, if you're in B2B and have sufficient historical data about the cost per lead information, you can actually skip step number 5 to 7 and directly calculate the budget for each channel by multiplying the cost per lead information with the leads target. Third, identify whether your campaign is mainly target your existing customers or new customers because it will impact on your average cost per click or conversion rate data. For example, for new customers, the cost per click or cost per lead is usually higher because they're more expensive to acquire than existing customers. So you definitely need to consider that when calculating your budget. Fourth, consider any seasonality factors that will impact on your conversion rate and cost per click forecast. Try to analyze the same period of data from previous year and get a sense of how the conversion rate and cost per click will fluctuate across the year. For example, for retailers, the holiday season is usually have a higher cost per click because every advertiser will do promotion during that period. Lastly, which is my favorite, is to do your budget under different scenarios: optimistic, pessimistic, and realistic. What would your budget look like under the worst case scenario where conversion rate is low, CPC is high, or under an optimistic scenario where every metrics are doing good? This way, you can get a sense of budget ranging from the lowest to the highest that cover the worst to the best case scenario, so you can estimate what should be the buffer. There's so many ways of calculating your digital marketing budget, and the more you do this exercise, the more you realize you need historical data to build an accurate budget plan. So keep track of your marketing matrix is so important for doing any kinds of budget planning in the future. If you need this template, you can download from the description box below. I hope you find this video useful. If you have any question, feel free to comment below, and please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.